Morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Legacy. My name's Noah Mitchell, and I'm the Senior Learning Experience Designer here at Legacy FM. So if you had a chance to see last week's episode, I talked about a concept called toxic positivity, or at least I tried to talk about it and how I understood it. Well, I think that last week's topic actually flows really nicely and overlaps with what I'm going to talk about today. So a couple of weeks ago at church, we had a guest pastor stop by and give us, a sermon. This pastor's name is Nona Jones. She is incredible, by the way. Check her out on LinkedIn. She's just energetic, passionate, and overall an amazing human being. I believe she's like the head of faith-based relationships for Meta. So clearly a very blessed and important person, but check her out. She's got a new book coming out that's called Killing Comparison. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about today is toxic comparison. And so when Pastor Nona preached about it, it was definitely more of like talking about comparing ourselves to other people and that being so toxic to our being, and obviously being in church, how toxic that could be also to our faith. And what that really centered on was this idea that when our identity is not grounded in our case, in our faith, then of course we're going to start looking to other people to help us build our identity of ourselves and what we think about ourselves. And basically that's what we start to compare ourselves to other people. And a lot of times that just ends really badly. I'm sure we all know about that. I definitely do. I am like the world's poster child for comparing myself to other people because darn it, if they're doing it, I should be able to do it too. And sometimes this is not the case. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Anyway, loved that talk that she gave. You can check Nona out. Her name's Nona Jones. LinkedIn, YouTube, I'm sure she's got stuff up. And check out the book because it's incredible. But what I wanted to talk about is maybe another aspect of toxic comparison that she didn't touch base on. At least I don't think she did. I hope she didn't. And that's a lot of times we will project our abilities onto other people. And that can also be a really big problem because we tend to like the phrase, if I can do it, you can too. Oh, well, trust me, if I'm able to do it, you could totally do this. And again, a lot of times that's 100% true. But in other cases, it's not, and it can really be damaging to someone's motivation and their identity if we start saying things like that. So, for example, maybe I just started my job about a year ago. I've gotten pretty good. This is not my case, but, let's say that I've gotten pretty good over the past year at what I'm doing. And then, my boss gives me a project that's like way above and beyond anything that I've ever tried before. And it's sort of like, have some reservations about it. And what you're met with is not really... It's not animosity. And I think that a lot of people probably mean well whenever they say this, but you're kind of met with, oh no, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. And so this is why I said that last week's episode really rolls into this one, right? Because in a way, that's toxic positivity that's then giving way and rise to toxic comparison, okay? What you're doing to that person in the moment is not taking any time to step back and look at their situation and consider what they're actually capable of. And again, I know this sounds probably pretty bad to a lot of people who are like, no, but we want to like uplift people. Of course we do. But as toxic positivity showed us last week, sometimes by being way too positive, overwhelmingly positive, you're actually damaging people, not helping them. So I think that that's an aspect of toxic comparison that I wanted to just, touch base on today. We have to stop, or we have to find better ways, maybe is a better way to say it. We have to find better ways to approach that situation, to say, hey, I know this is going to be really difficult. I have faith in your ability to do it, but if you get stuck, don't worry, we'll work on it. And again, I'm sure that people who are saying stuff like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. it comes from a good place, and I'm sure that they're open to, people coming to them for help. But if you don't state that, if you don't make that obvious or clarify it, then, how are people supposed to know that they can go to you for help? And then they start to stress out. The imposter syndrome seeps in, and they start to question what they're doing in their job. Are they actually meant to do this thing? Are they good enough to do it? And that's the last thing that we want. So let's kill comparison. Thank you, Pastor Nona, again. Let's kill that comparison. It's just not any good. And then, so there was one more aspect of toxic comparison that I wanted to touch base on. There's a book that I read, and I can't recall the name of it right now. I think it might have been Garden City by Pastor Mark Comer. Really, really good book. And it was really about understanding work and how work is actually worship and finding our identity in that way. And so what I want to end this on, and this again aligns with the toxic comparison, is that what we do, our job, whatever it is, what we do should not influence our identity or who we are. Who we are is what should influence what we do. So I'll say that one more time. What we do should not influence who we are, but who we are should influence what we do. So I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed this really short video. Check out Pastor Nona again. I know I've said it like 4 million times already, but she's that incredible. And also check out Mark Comer's book. That one has been, that was a really good book as well. And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and comments in the section below. I know I'm guilty of probably toxically comparing to other people. And as I said, I was guilty of toxic positivity last week. So I will definitely be looking at opportunities in the future for me to not do that to people and to actually help them. But otherwise, have a great weekend. Great to talk to you all, and I will see you next week.